I'm Scott Rothkopf, a curator at the Whitney Museum of American Art, and we're here in Wade Guyton OS with Guyton's painting Untitled from 2008. What you see here are 8 separate canvases that line up down the wall and stretch together almost 50 feet in length. What he did to make this actually is very simple. He had an image of stripes on his computer screen, and then he prints that on canvas, which he passes directly through the printer, just like anyone would put paper in their printer at home. But this printer is wider. It's about as wide as half the size of one of these paintings. He prints one side, stripes, then flips the canvas over, prints the same stripes again. Guyton printed the same file 16 times, but in fact, none of those 16 files or printed files are the same. And you can see that because of all the different things that might go wrong during the process of making each of the canvases. So for example, you see fine pinstriping that occurs when an ink head gets clogged, just like in your home printer. Or sometimes when the bars fall out of perpendicular alignment with the center seam, that's because the canvas isn't moving directly through the printer in a straight line. Here you see where a bit of black gets printed on top of another bit of black, so it's actually quite thick there and darker. You also see the wheels of the printer that pull the canvas through, dragging that extra ink across the surface and those tracks, almost like tire tracks on a road. I think one of the really beautiful and poetic things about this work, apart from how it just appears, is the way that it says something about technology and our relationship to machines today. Of course, machines are made to create sameness, to produce the same thing over and over again. But of course, things can go wrong in that process, like when your copy machine gets jammed or your printer runs out of ink. In a way, I think what Wade's work is showing us here is this kind of play between something that is repeating and is made to suggest this kind of sameness and to use those tools, but at the same time to misuse them, to see things going wrong, to see a sense of possibility and openness within that process.